We're both still chewing.
This episode is brought to you by Savannah Orchards. These are really good.
It's not, but I wish that it was.
They're really good. We got 60 seconds left. Let's take a mouthful of these honey roasted nuts. And we underestimated.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's watching, so it's fine.
It's live. It's what happens.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to Imperial Pulls.
This is Brian.
And he is still Joe.
It's true.
And what do we got cooking on the show today, Joe?
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah?
One more moment. There we go. So last week we did the pre-release for Aether Drift.
That's right. And it
was actually 2 weeks late.
Like more than that. It was from February.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
January got us all wound up.
That's right. So. But this time, look what we got.
Tarkir Dragonstorm. So, Brian, you and I were talking earlier. Tarkir was a previous set.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of just the expansion growth next step of it.
Set in the Tarkir
lands.
Universe, if you will. Tarkir faces a full-scale draconic assault, pitting clan against clan.
How do you feel about...
and all of civilization against a maelstrom of wings, claws, and fire.
Hey, Brian, what do you think about dragons? If you watched last week's episode, that makes this week's episode even better.
Choose from one of 5 clans, only 5, and discover your favorite way to play. Then prepare your forces for nature's fury!
I'm proud of you.
Sorry, fury. Master the fearsome dragon storms and summon dragons of your own to rain down fiery devastation. I don't know why that's happening to me. There was just, as soon as they said like clans and dragons, and I was just like, all right, you know what? Because last week we did Aether Drift, and it was like cool motorcycle. It was kind of like Tron and like motorcycle. And I was like, yeah, they're trying something new. And then they were like, oh, you like that? What about dragons?
Brian is not as big a fan of dragons as I am.
I'm not as big a fan of medieval fantasy, let's just say, but it's okay. I'm willing to put my biases aside and review these cards fairly.
Well, that's why you play Dungeons and Tron, right? That's yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do play Dungeons and Dragons, but you know what?
It's mostly for the dungeons.
Yeah, but it's because when there's a dragon in that game, you get to kill it. You don't go, oh wow, I gotta tell the clan.
This is gonna be a great episode, folks.
I'm gonna tell the clan about my dragon. Anyway, that says more about me than it does about the cards. I'm sorry. How was your week, Joe? Did you have a good week? Recovering from the ice storm?
Have a good week. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. It was kind of uneventful by comparison.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
Mm-hmm. How was yours?
Also fine, I guess. I've been trying to get some work done around the house and get some things going, but it's been pretty chill.
Good.
So that's not so bad. Although I did go to yoga.
Really?
And it was the only time.
Was it yoga and fruits, or was it like yoga?
Actual yoga. I went to a yoga class, and when it was done.
Hello, Leah, by the lake.
Hey, and when yoga was done, and I was rolling up the mat, I realized there was blood on it, and then noticed that my foot had. Like my toe had like split open and there was blood all over my foot, and I don't know what happened. I don't remember it happening. I didn't feel anything. It just tell your sex tape, and I just had blood everywhere. So I don't know.
So, but you've done skydiving indoors and didn't cut yourself.
No.
Have you used a chainsaw?
Yes.
Have you cut yourself?
Absolutely not.
Yoga is dangerous.
Yoga is dangerous. I once was in a curling game where a guy bled all over the ice and had to go to the hospital and get stitches. So, you know, danger is where you find it.
Yes.
But anyway, that was sort of my week, and it was pretty good. Yeah. And then, liking it.
Awesome. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Well,
okay, thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Well, we're waiting for some more people to enter the chat. Let's. What do we got for on tap for beer tonight?
Let's see. I've never seen this before. Radical Road Brewing Company, located in Toronto on Queen Street. I've never seen the brewery before or these beer. This is a yuzu pale ale.
What is yuzu, Joe?
It's a Japanese fruit used to create a classic style pale ale with a twist.
With a twist.
Yuzu combined with Pacific Northwest hops create a bright blend of citrus flavors. This ale is bursting with life and has a smooth, subtle hop finish.
Okay, well, you heard it here, folks.
That's and it's a cool design. That's kind of what grabbed my attention.
And we are not sponsored by any beer company or nut company or card company, for that matter.
No.
We are merely enthusiasts. So here we go.
But we can be bought.
We can absolutely be bought. We have no scruples in that regard. Cheers. Oh, Cheers. I can smell it already. You can really smell the yuzu.
It's very yuzu-y.
Huh. That's okay.
Yeah.
At first it's like, oh, what's that? And it's like, oh, okay, that's good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is a bit hoppy, for sure, if you like hops. And the fruit is not overwhelming.
No, it's not like fruit forward. Like
the one we had the other day. Remember the one, the peach pit one?
Yeah.
That was like really, really fruity, which I kind of liked. But this is just has a very subtle, what I'm guessing is yuzu. Since it's
probably yuzu. So I'm about this far in already. But the peach one, by the whole episode, I only drank about that much. So I guess I like this one more.
Perfectly good. All right. Radical Road Brewing Company. Good job.
Go check them out.
If you want to sponsor us, we can be bought easily.
Especially if you have scruples, because we don't have any.
We do not. We have zero scruples.
Would that help with the show if we had more scruples?
Yeah, and I'm not, I can be convinced. I am not tough. I bled at yoga, so.
That's true.
Yeah. So Tarkir... So Tarkir's going to have a lot of dragon-based stuff, and I haven't seen it yet, obviously. I'm going to imagine that there are going to be a lot of dragon cards, probably some really good commanders. And this is the bundle, so if you want to switch over to the other...
I can do that.
Camera there. This is the... today we're opening the bundle. Last time we did a pre-release kit. But
so pre-release has 6 packs, bundle has 9?
That's right, and because Joe isn't as cheap as I am, so he went and got the bundle. So yeah, we have 9 14 card play boosters, as it says on the back. Alt art traditional foil teamer battle crier. So that's going to be one of our box toppers. We've got an oversized spin down life counter, and I don't know, it looks pretty
crystal.
It looks pretty cool, at least in the picture. Am I in focus there?
Yeah.
Because I'm wearing reading glasses now, so I can't read the screen.
Oh, yeah, you're mostly in focus.
I got to figure out my eyes, man. Yeah, it's...
Talking about dice, so Brian doesn't know I'm going to bring this up.
Oh.
Brian and I were talking a couple weeks ago about like neat little like shorts, and we do. Brian was talking about doing a dice special or short interviews
short
about
series
dice.
about dice, because I really like collecting dice and all the different kinds, and it's way more interesting than you might think if you aren't part of that.
Your first dice, your favorite dice.
Yeah, and there are all kinds of different materials and designs, and some are really clever, some are really beautiful, and I just thought it'd be really cool to go through some of those, because for those of you who know, if you get into dice, you can get really into it. So,
and if you're watching live and you're lurking, or if you're watching later, do you have favorite dice? What do you think of an idea of doing some interviews of dice people or
dice things?
Yeah. Do you have favorite dice?
The
ones you brought last week to show me were pretty cool.
Yeah, I had some liquid core D&D dice. They're sort of like they're very fine sparkles inside. That
what does the D stand for? The D in what?
Dungeons.
The other one. Is it just Dungeons and Dungeons?
Yeah, there are many dungeons.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So anyway, if you think that you would like that kind of thing, let us know.
Yeah.
And
leave a comment.
And that will embolden us to move forward on it. All right, so we've got all these things. We have, of course, the traditional foil and regular basic lands. So there are going to be some cool lands, I suspect, here. And the card box. So, the usual stuff that you get in a bundle, but we're going to check it out.
Let's take a peek.
All right, let's do this. I decided to try reading glasses this time instead of bifocals, so that maybe I can read some of these laborious dragon names that are obviously going to be here. Nobody names a dragon like
Sid.
Yeah, it's always like something complicated. So of course, the bundles, as always, they come in a storage box here that you can keep all your cards in. There's some really cool dragon art on the side. I'm gonna stop ragging on the dragon so much, but yeah, it is pretty cool. And let's open her up and see.
This was also left in the box.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Hello,
there.
Corey. Thank you for your contribution.
Hey, D's nuts. D's nuts. So yeah, we got some cool art here.
That's a bolt shot.
And some more ads for different products in this set. So I'll set that aside. What do we got here? Oh, okay, so let's start with, because we're talking about it, let's start with the dice. Check this out.
Oh yeah, it's like all crystal and...
So this is a spin down dice, so or spin down die, excuse me. So rather than
let's bring it down just a little bit.
Usually dice are weighted so that you have an equal chance of getting different high and low numbers. But on a spin down die, for those of you who may not know, this is the logo of the set, so that's the 20. But then it's 19, 18, 17, and they're all beside each other. And the idea is that rather than spinning it to randomize something, that's your 20 life. And then if you get hit 1, you go to 19.
Oh, so it's a life counter.
Yeah, it's a life counter.
Okay.
So 19, so you get hit 3 times, you go 1, 2, 3. So you don't have to like go all around trying to find the number that you want.
It takes me long enough with a 6-sided die.
Yeah, I know. Did you know that on a 6-sided die, numbers on opposite sides will always add up to 7. So if you're trying to find a number and you find you're looking for a 6, and you found the 1, you can flip it over. So you're not just like, not that it takes that long, but like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's one of the many amazing things you might learn on our dice special. So we're going to find out about that.
That special is going to be called "I'd Rather Die."
What about Die Another Day? All the Bond titles are pretty good.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow Never Dice. That's pretty good. So anyway, yeah, I like this one. It's got like a translucent sort of body and looks like ice or crystal or something like that. So anyway, we're not here to talk about dice today, but I thought that was really cool.
Brian, before you get into that, I got this in a little pouch the other day. For those who don't know Magic, which is me, but I'm learning, it was a how to play Magic guide. I just want to kind of show it. Maybe you've seen this before, maybe you haven't, but I just thought it was really cool to show all the steps and all the whatevers.
And I see on the other side it explains what the different colors are and what they mean.
So if you're building decks and what the different...
So where did you get that from?
When I got the box of cards, this was thrown in the bag as kind of just a little advertisement. I was like, this is really cool because I don't know what I'm doing with Magic yet.
Nice.
Which is kind of why I picked up this set, so I could play this and some Bloomburrow. So I can have fuzzy little creatures getting eaten by giant little dragons. Little dragons?
You know what?
Giant dragons.
I've had a worse Tuesday night.
It's true. All right, let's get back to the thing at hand, which is beer.
All right. Okay. So it comes in with this insert around the stuff, and there's some card dividers that you can't see, but they punch out with the different arts on, and some tokens that probably come up in the game, of course. So I'll put that
because
on
there are some new mechanics in this game.
Well, there usually is.
Set. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Lands.
6, 7, 8, 9. So these will be the lands and stuff, and presumably, there's our promo is in there. Sometimes it's packaged separately. So, well, let's take a look at that first.
Yeah.
If we shall we?
And while you open that, so the cards, the packs they come with are play boosters. So there are 14 cards in a pack, and they're kind of the usable cards.
Yeah, what they used to call, I would say, draft, rather than like, it used to be draft, collector, and set booster. But they sort of combined set booster and draft booster into play booster because it was with that and collectors, it was too many things. Yeah, and collectors would be the packs that you get like all the real high end stuff in, the really cool stuff. Yeah. Well, here I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit now that we've seen the box a little closer. How's that?
It'll focus. There we go. Mostly there.
Okay.
Ooh, that's shiny.
Move this out of the way so I can see.
Yeah.
All right, we've got Timur Battle Crier, as it said on the box. It is a creature, an Orc Ranger. During your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with power 4 or greater.
So what if you have 5 creatures
Mm-hmm.
and it costs 1 less? Can you cast things for free?
You cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with power 4 or greater.
So if you had 4 creatures with 4 power or greater, then that's deducting 4 the cost to cast?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I think so.
Yeah,
So this could be pretty helpful. And then we've got some shiny lands here that look pretty cool with this set. We've got the...
Oh, that's a dragon. It's a shadow.
Oh, yeah. And this is a dragon shadow, too. In the plains.
Oh, so it is.
On an island.
I'm going to be getting excited about dragons.
In the swamp, there's a swamp dragon. We've got the mountain. That is pretty cool. And the forest. And then we've just got some more traditional foil lands here. Looking good. You know, I know that it doesn't really matter, but I always love to see the lands that they put into these. Because it's fun.
Yep.
It's supposed to be fun.
Leah says those are fun. I would agree.
They are fun.
Oh, Brian just changed the channel.
What did I do?
You pressed the mouse button.
Oh, I changed the...
Yoink.
Oh, I'm sorry. I put the cards down too close to the keyboard. Sorry, folks. And here we've got basically the same thing, but not foil. So I'll kind of hit them real quick here. Some foil, some not foil. You know. And then they always put some cards in to help people who are beginners at the game.
Ah, like me.
Yeah. So here you go.
Thanks.
I mean, they were already yours, but now they're yours in your hand.
They're just mine twice.
These aside here. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they're all here. Well, let's begin. Cool looking pack. You know what?
There you are.
There.
We're finally learning how to keep the desk clean when we do an episode.
So it's not just littered
Shit goes
with
everywhere.
packs. All right, so.
Hey, let me take this off.
Yeah. Does it come off? There we go. That's better. Now I can read the thing.
No, you can't.
Well, it's one less impediment. All right, we've got Fortress Kingard. That is a dog soldier. Look at that dog. Look at that dog. Is he focused?
Yep.
Look at that. Look at that pup. What a good dog.
That's the Doja Guard.
Yep. Oh. Twin Bolt. Nightblade Brigade.
Just bring it up a little bit.
Oh.
There we go. Not too far. Somewhere in between, Brian.
Snakeskin Veil.
There we
Here,
go.
I'm just going to bring this up a
Sure.
smidge. There. Snakeskin Veil. Dispelling Exhale. Rebellious Strike. Watcher of the Wayside. Have you seen The Wayside this year? Oh my god. Like the first 2 seasons are like kind of just like whatever. But then on the 3rd season, it's like, whoa. But you gotta watch the first 2 seasons first or you're gonna be totally lost.
That's the one with Archie and Veronica and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, except they're dragons. Timur Monument. RuneScape Stormbrood. We've got the sort of split card there, whatever you want to call it. Unrooted Ancestor. Duty Beyond Death. Whoa. We got a shiny Sarkhan's Resolve. Instant. And a shiny Swiftwater Cliffs dual color land. That's very useful.
That is really nice looking.
And a Goblin token. And the same one as a Warrior token. So there we go.
Those are cool. Not littered with dragons as first anticipated.
Well, I guess what it says is that in this set the dragons are attacking, so you're not the dragon so much as dragons are coming. But who knows? Let's see.
Goblins and other stuffs.
Okay, I put on different glasses. Maybe this will help. Why is the blind guy reading all the cards?
Because the guy with good vision can't read. Wait, that's not true.
Fair enough. All right. Oh, this is a... Oh, jeez. Can't take me anywhere.
Great.
Hold on. Jeez Louise. Live streaming. Okay. We should do a tuba show. Or I guess that's a trombone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I need to learn, clearly.
You need to learn.
Adorned crocodile. It's like a dragon, sort of. Enoch Wayfarer.
Another dog.
Yeah.
Can I pet
If there
that
was a
dog?
set that was just dogs, that'd be fine. Riverwalk Technique. Coordinated Maneuver. Oops. Narcer's Rebuke. Delta Bloodflies. Reputable Merchant.
It's a turtle.
It's a turtle! Everybody look at the turtle! Look at him! That's really cool. There we go. Do you think buying a turtle that big is like buying a car?
I don't know.
It's like, you need a turtle that won't quit till the job is done. At only 6.9% APR financing for the first 12 months, this turtle has enough torque to keep the job going.
Eventually.
JD Power and Associates says this turtle is the best in its class. Overwhelming surge.
I think that's actually what the MTO uses for all the highway maintenance.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Jeskai Brushmaster.
The Ministry of Turtles.
Ooh, interesting. We got a borderless encroaching Dragonstorm. There's your dragons, buddy.
Yeah.
Check it out. It is an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards.
Oh.
Put them into the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. When a dragon you control enters, so you will control dragons, return this enchantment to its owner's hand. Bum, 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 bum. So you could really ramp up your lands a lot with 1 or 2 of these. We've got Mistrise Village, which is a special land. We've got a shiny Focus the Mind. Thornwood Falls was a dual color land, and some tokens.
All of our woods fell last week. All of the woods fell last week.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There's still, although the storm is over, there's still a lot of cleanup happening.
There is so much.
For those of you watching who maybe aren't from around here, we had a pretty significant ice storm last week. And the storm itself is over, although that was probably, 10 or 12 days ago? Mm-hmm. And there's still people without power.
Still, huh?
Some people, yeah.
Really?
Like a few. Not very many now, but
Yep.
there's probably a few. But my friend who only lives just outside Aurelia only got her power back like Sunday afternoon. Like, that was a long time.
That's more than a week.
But everybody's power was out for at least a few days.
Yep.
And everywhere you drive, there's just trees and limbs down and, people's gutted basements all out front their house.
Are they flooded? Yeah.
Yeah, my friend had her sump pump stopped working and her basement got flooded, so she gets a new basement.
Yay.
Luckily, she has insurance, but yeah, she's not alone in that for sure.
The power here at the office only came back on the afternoon before our episode.
That's right.
Like
yeah,
Tuesday afternoon.
we weren't sure we were going to do a show
Yeah.
last week because pretty hard.
Yeah.
We'd have to yell pretty loud for you to hear us if
Yeah.
there's no power.
We'd be doing a live stream.
Yeah. All right, we've got Meticulous Artisan, Feral Death Gorger.
Wow.
That's a name right there. Feral Death Gorger. Mr. and Mrs. Death Gorger, have you thought of a name for your child? I think we're going to call them Feral. Feral Death Gorger. People like their last names were like, you were a tailor, your name was Taylor. You were a baker, your name was Baker. If you gorge on death, your name is Death Gorger.
That's right.
Piercing Exhale. Snowmelt Stag. Stormplane Detainment. That's kind of cool. Seize Opportunity. Seize it. Storm Shriek Feral. So Feral can be a first name or a last name.
Apparently.
So the Feral family were like,
Yep.
Storm Shriek. We want a name that projects power. Also, it was my great uncle's name. Whale of War. I just go right past it if it doesn't work.
I get it. I get it.
Whale of War. Wah, I wanna rock and roll all night. A party every day.
Are you quite done?
I was made for loving you, baby. You were
And this is why you open the cards.
Unsparring bolt caster. Excuse me. Unsparring bolt caster creature. Ogre wizard. Ooh. When this creature enters, it deals 5 damage to a target creature with that an opponent controls that was dealt damage this turn. So you, I don't know.
Boy.
You would do a little bit of damage to something beefy, and then this guy comes in and
Yoinks it.
hopefully finishes the job. It'd be really good in Commander, I think. Whirlwing Stormbrood, and they've got sort of these sonic waves too. So, we got another borderless.
Ooh.
Armament Dragon. Okay,
These are pretty.
Yeah, these look great. I love the. Well, I guess we say borderless. It's just a different border, I guess.
Yep. 6 to play it.
Yeah, it costs 6 to play. 3 different colors. Holy shit. It's just a creature, dragon, has flying, obviously. When this creature enters, distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. So this is good for, I guess, any kind of thing. But again, in Commander, you could really beef up your guys and ramp up. That other card that gives you all those, lets you pull all your lands out of your thing. You could really ramp up and then beef them up and then just really dominate.
So, question, because you've played Magic in the past, are there any spells or whatever that if you gain life, if your opponent gains life, it makes them more susceptible to some sort of damage?
I can't think of anything specific, but it's not impossible.
I think in 100 sets they probably have something like that.
Something like that, but I can't think. Nothing comes to mind off the top of my head.
The only reason I mention it is that this specifically says you can add +1/+1 to target creatures you control.
That's right.
But if it didn't say control, you could ostensibly power up your opponent, and then they get that feature, and then you could attack them.
That's true. But what they're probably trying to prevent is if you're playing Commander with more than 2 players, you probably, if you wanted to, if it didn't say so, you could put these counters on another opponent if you're trying to gang up on somebody.
If you're on alliances,
right? Okay. So,
yep.
But nothing obvious comes to mind about beefing up your opponent. Although, that's not to say there isn't a card out there. I'm certainly no expert, but I think that's why it says a creature you control, specifically. That's one reason I can think of anyway. Stadium Headliner. Oh, that would be cool to do. Beef up one of your opponents, because that's a risk, because they could use it against you. But I love the politics of Commander, so you could say like, well, I'll beef you up if you attack them and not me, and then get rid of a common enemy or something. Stadium Headliner. That's kind of cool. That's a rare. Mobilize. I think that's a new. Usually when they say what it is right after, that's because it's a new mechanic. So we have Mobilize. Whenever this creature attacks, create a tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature token. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So it costs 1 and red. Sacrifice this creature. It deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature. So if you have a lot of different creatures, you could do a lot of damage there. And it only costs 1 red, so it's kind of interesting.
Yep.
We got a shiny Focus the Mind. I think we saw that earlier, but not shiny.
We did, yep.
Windscarred Crag. There's a 2-color land and some tokens. Ooh, including Zombie Druid. That's pretty cool.
Oh. That's not very dragony.
Yeah, I don't know.
Looks like Loki.
All right, next pack. Here we go. Excuse me. We have Cruel Truths. Sagu Wildling. Would you say Sagu? Sagu?
Sagu, yeah.
I want to say Sagu, like beef, Wagyu.
Not like Wagyu, like the.
What do you think dragons taste like?
Something flame broiled.
People in the chat or in the comments, what do you think a dragon tastes like? And I mean, like, you killed it and ate the meat, not just like you walk up and lick a dragon. Although maybe it probably just tastes salty. I don't know. But on the inside, like, does it taste like chicken? Is it more of a red meat, or I don't know. You let us know.
If a dragon invites you to come up and lick it, tastes like crocodile.
Tastes like crocodile. You know, that's
so it tastes like chicken.
Crocodile. Does crocodile taste like chicken?
I don't know. That's what they say.
Oh,
because nobody's original, right?
right.
Kangaroo tastes like chicken, but crocodile. That's a good call because it's
That'd be similar. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is. I've tried alligator. I don't know if that is. But if anyone's ever tried dragon, let us know and what it tastes like.
Crocodile tastes like fish. What?
Oh,
Really?
tastes like fish. I've had interesting. Did not expect that. Because like dinosaurs, like
It's the dragon of the sea.
well, if birds are evolutionarily descended from dinosaurs, dragons are dragons dinosaurs, like a kind of dinosaur, or are they their own kind of thing? I don't know. I'm not an expert on dragons. Chicken texture, fishy taste. You're not selling it. I mean, you're also not endorsing it. You're just telling us what it tastes like. You're not really selling it. I'm not just like, oh my god, it looks like chicken but tastes like fish.
I think we should film a commercial.
Uh-huh.
New dragon burgers.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken texture.
Yeah.
Fishy taste.
Oh my god. Title of your sex tape. All right. Tempest Hawk. I love that, like, we have all these dragons and zombies
It wasn't
and whatever,
good.
and this one's just like, it's a bird.
Bird, giant bird.
Just kind of throw a bird at you.
Which is what a dragon is, but no feathers.
It has flying. Oh, does it? Does it have flying? It's a bird. Underfoot underdogs. Caustic exhale. Rebellious strike. Aegis sculptor. Or is it Aegis? I never know how to say it. I usually only see it written.
That's right.
I've seen that word before.
Yeah.
I usually walk around talking about Aegis or Aegis. Descendant of storms. Human soldier. Defibrillating current. A small shock to save a life. A large one to take it away. Says the flavor text.
Wow, I thought you were just making it up.
Nope. Songcrafter Mage. This is a rare and is a human bard creature. This is very cool. It has flash, and when this creature enters, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard games harmonize until the end of turn. Its harmonized cost is equal to its mana cost, which means you may cast that card from your graveyard for its harmonized cost. You may tap a creature you control to reduce that cost by X, where X is its power, then exile the spell.
Now,
You got all that?
yeah. But I know it's. I remember reading about this card and the song that it crafted.
Oh!
I think that was it.
That was good. You know, we just teased everybody last time
Yeah.
on our April Fool's show, so you deserved it.
It's true.
Sandstorm!
Sandstorm.
So that's pretty cool. We got another one of these bordered cards. Dragonfire Blade. It is a artifact equipment. Also rare, of course. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has hexproof from monocolored. Oh, interesting. From monocolored. Which is mostly like artifacts and equipment and stuff. Equip 4. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each color of the creature it targets. So that one that had like 3 colors would be, Dragon scales to adorn the hilt, dragon's bones to polish the blade, and dragon's breath to kindle its edge. Okay. That sounds like...
All
you know
right.
what? I don't even buy dry clean only shirts. I'm not going to get something that needs dragon bone to polish. Sonic Shrieker. There's a dragon for ya. That's pretty good.
No, that doesn't work. I apologize, everybody.
Did you push the wrong button?
I wanted this one.
They can fly now.
They can fly now.
Ma! Ma!
Why don't we have a Ma button yet?
There's a dragon! Dragon, Ma! Looks like a lobster. All right. How are we doing here? We got 1,
4
2,
left?
3, 4. So this must be the
The
fifth.
halfway or the ish.
The median pack. Roamer's Routine. Humbling Elder. Fortress Kinguard. That's the first one we opened today. And the second one was Twin Bolt. Nightblade Brigade. Monastery Messenger. Ooh,
Is that a flying person?
that is a bird person. I think. What would you say?
Maybe those aren't. Are they? They look like arms.
It looks like people arms right there.
Yeah.
And like a bird head, but for some reason, human boobies. And the birds don't really...
Maybe it is a booby. That's the bird name.
Oh, maybe.
There are birds called boobies, Brian.
That's true. Yeah. I didn't laugh or anything.
Nope. Because you're cold and dead inside.
Dragonstorm Globe. Each dragon you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. And if you tap this, you get a mana of any color. That's pretty cool. It only costs 3 color less. Jeskai Monument. Oh, I'm sort of in the weeds here. Whale of War. God gave rock and roll to you. Gave rock and roll to you. I only know so many Kiss songs. Unsparring Boltcaster. Once again, we've got Whirlwing Stormbrood. Whirlwing Stormbrood.
You're really good at this, Brian.
No one's ever tried to stop me.
Do you know how many people have unsubscribed?
A few. United Battlefront.
Ooh, we got rhinos and dinos.
There's
And...
all kinds of cool stuff in there. I'll get a little close up here for you to see it. Looking good. I'm enjoying the art in these cards. I wouldn't say the art style is like typically groundbreaking, but it's perfectly competent art, and I hope they're not using AI. I don't think so.
I would hope that.
It doesn't appear like they
No.
are. Sometimes the AI art gives you a look, and we don't seem to be seeing that.
Nope.
But they are quite consistent straight through, and there's like 400 and some odd cards. in
Yeah,
the set.
something like that with the whole,
Yeah.
including all the neats and specials.
Yeah, that's
and...
right. So this one's pretty cool. United Battlefront. Sagu Wildling, excuse me. We saw that before, but this time it's shiny. Scoured Barrens, dual colored land, and some token.
Sweet.
All right, we got 4 packs left. Do you know if there's anything spicy we should be keeping an eye out for?
I don't think in the play boosters anything spicy really comes out.
Yeah.
Nothing of significant
Right.
spice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna take a.
That's a good idea.
I'm gonna lube up the throat here. Hang on.
You know what? Beer
Sorry,
break.
I shouldn't have said that.
Beer break.
You know what? That was perfect. That was the perfect time. We've got Ringing Strike Mastery. Poised Practitioner. I kind of like that one. That's a cool pose. Human Monk. Fire Rim Form. Oh, that guy's having a bad time.
Bad day.
That guy's just like, oh my god. Ow. Ow.
Just
Ow.
like that?
Yeah, my doctor said I'm not supposed to get lava on me. Ow. And his employer's all worried because he didn't get him to fill out his WMIS forms. There we go. Alicia's Legacy. Sarkon's Resolve. Agent of Kotus. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Sneak, sneak, sneak.
Which
Sneak,
is
sneak, 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 sneak.
different than the Agent of Coitus.
Very different.
Yeah.
Sneak, sneak, sneak. Sneak, 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 sneak. Sneak, sneak. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Fart. Oh no. You like that, eh? Dragonstorm Globe again. We've got Lightfoot Technique. I was going to sing the record of Edmund Fitzgerald, but I won't. Corroding Dragonstorm. Traveling Botanist.
Ooh, let's get a close-up of that one.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Look at that. Traveling Botanist.
Fun.
That dog has seen some stuff, man. Wow.
Most of it has been hallucinations.
You know what? That dog's either seen a lot of stuff or has seen nothing. Right? Like...
Want to buy some flowers?
Yeah. Are they good? They're a little rough. Can I make teas out of them? Just the bark.
Just the bark.
Son of a bitch. Mammoth Below. That's pretty cool. Oh, oops. Sorry. Missed one there. Which is good I found it because it's a rare Sage of the Skies.
Sage of the Skies.
Which is a human monk. When you cast this spell, if you've cast another spell this term, copy this spell. The copy becomes a token.
Rosemary of the Skies was not a very good card, but Sage of the Skies.
Oh, yeah. Flying and lifelink. Gravity is just a suggestion, according to this flavor text. We've got a shiny Alicia's Legacy. We just had that one non-shiny a moment ago. Very cool. Shiny Island and tokens.
Monk.
Some tokens. All right, we're down to our last three. How's it going out there in the chat, everybody? You know, I say this often, and I will again after this, but we really do appreciate everybody watching out there.
Very true.
I know some of you just put it on in the background while you're doing other things. Maybe you're not paying too close attention, and that's fine. We would still appreciate your support, so thank you once again. All right, we've got Shock Brigade. Abzan Devotee. I think Abzan is like a jam band, and he's just like follows them around.
Oh, could be.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I used to follow Dave Matthews.
Oh, it's not that guy.
And then I was following Fish for a while, and now Abzan is like the best. Trade Route Envoy. Focus the mind. Mardu Devotee. Devotee?
That's French.
I think if you have the mustache, it's devotee, and if you don't, it's devotee. So this is Mardu, and he has a mustache, so he's a devotee. Lightfoot Technique. Boulder Horn Dragon. Cool
I just
dragon.
thought of a joke, but it's too late. We'll see if that card comes back.
Which one? It's never too late for joke. Gurmag
Whoa.
Rakshasa. Wow. Check it out. He's a demon. He's got cooled claw hands. Hey, Rakshasa.
Focus. There we go.
It's been pretty good today,
It's
Touchwood.
mostly been pretty good.
Disruptive Stormblood. Dragonstorm Forecaster. We're going to have a bit of a Dragonstorm this Sunday, but Monday and Tuesday, partly cloudy. And Rakshasa on Wednesday. Jeskai Monument. Sarkhan Dragon Ascendant. Legendary creatures. I think our first legendary creature today.
Oh, yeah, maybe so.
So, again, you can play this other ways, but typically people use them as commanders in Commander. So, when Sarkhan enters, you may behold a dragon. If you do, create a treasure token. To behold a dragon, choose a dragon you control, or reveal a dragon card from your hand. Whenever a dragon you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Sarkhan. Until the end of turn, Sarkhan becomes a dragon, in addition to its other types, and gains flying.
Wow.
And costs
Nothing.
2.
Yeah.
Costs almost nothing, but it is red, so you have to use it only with red cards, obviously. That's pretty interesting, actually. You could really beef this guy up. All right. Ooh.
Ooh, a shiny one.
Okay, so this is a shiny, borderless, sort of split in half card. I forget what they call that kind of card, but anyway, this is Durgur Island Dragon. Durgur, looking pretty cool. Nice, love it. Jungle Hollow, dual land, and spirit token. There we go. We got 2 left.
2 left. Well, I have to say, I'm enjoying these, but I wish there was more dragons. And I know that goes against everything you believe in, but I wish there were more dragons.
You know, you know what? I agree with you in the sense that this is a set with dragon in its name. It should have more dragons.
Yeah.
If it was about chickens, it should have more chickens in it. You know what I mean?
I've seen more dogs than dragons in this set.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, that. I mean, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if they're all in the collector boosters.
Oh, you know what? That's
right. Like
that's
the
valid.
really big beefy ones would be, you know. All right, we got Snakeskin Veil again. Dispelling Exhale. Bearer of Glory.
It's not quite in focus, but mostly there we go.
Morale stands so long as he does. Oh man, that's cool. That's so cool. Devoted Duelist. Look at this freaking guy. I like this guy. He is a goblin monk. He has haste and flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent.
Each opponent.
Bam, bam, bam. Goblin monk.
For a cost of 2.
Yeah. Evolving Wilds is a special land. Boulderborn Dragon. Gurmag Nightwatch. Mardu Monument. Attuned Hunter. So attuned. Is that a bear? That is a bear wearing armor.
Behind it? It sure is.
That is a bear wearing armor. Very cool.
They went with a brown bear instead of a koala bear.
Yeah?
Because it didn't have the qualifications.
Ugh. So grisly. Furious Forebear.
This is why we lose subscribers.
Now this one's called Furious Forebear and doesn't have a bear in it.
Well, because this is before the bear.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The Furious After Bear is just bodies laying there.
How to cook 440 bears.
That's right.
Yeah. 100 Battle Veteran. 100 battles. That's too many. That's too many battles.
That's far too many.
After like 30 battles, I'd be like, guys, I'm done.
I'm going back to Gryffindor.
Oh, we've got another legendary creature. We've got Neriv, Heart of the Storm. And that is a spirit dragon. You wanted more dragons? Here we go.
And it's going to cost you 4 to play. But
3 different colors.
Yep.
It is flying. It has flying, obviously.
Yep.
If a creature you control that entered this turn would deal damage, it deals twice that much damage instead.
Oh. Bam,
bam, bam. Dragons are scary. Whirlwing Stormbrood, shiny split guy. Swiftwater Cliffs, dual color land, and some tokens.
So, Brian, if you look at Alpha and Beta, the dual lands are stupid expensive. We still have dual lands. What makes them so expensive? Is it just the rarity? Or is it because something about dual lands just makes them...
Okay, here's why.
Yeah, tell me.
All right. So,
we'll give them a minute to make something up.
No, I'm trying to think how to say it. So you have your regular lands, and you can tap them for mana, obviously. Right. This one you can tap for one of 2 different colors.
Right.
So they're very useful. Now, but because it has a name and is not a basic land, you can only put so many of them in your deck.
Okay.
Depending on what format you're playing.
Right.
It's probably 4 most of the time in like standard. So you could put 4 Swiftwater Cliffs, but maybe you want way more than that because that's your strategy is to use the dual land. There are other cards with identical usage, but just with a different name. Now you can put 8 of them. Or 12 of them, or however many. Not that you would probably want to do that, but you could. And so people want to get all the ones with the same name. That's probably why I wouldn't have thought they were significantly more expensive.
In the Alpha and Beta, they're like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
In the Alpha and Beta?
Like in the first 2 seasons, or first 2 sets of Magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like ever?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's why.
But I mean, no, but, sorry.
Okay, sorry, I thought you meant why are dual lands important?
No, but proportionally, there are lots of Alpha and Beta cards that have little to no value.
Right.
But for some reason, the dual lands are super sought after.
Oh, you know what? I didn't know that. I'm not sure exactly why, but that's why you would want
the benefit of having
them and why they have different names.
Yep.
So
Fair.
there we go.
Thank you.
All right. That was a long answer to a question I misunderstood. All right, this is the last pack. I didn't slice any of them open.
Ooh, we haven't seen
looks
that
like
yet.
We got an art card on the back. Art Carney on the back. All right, we got...
That's our Prime Minister.
No, he was from the Honeymooners.
I know. Mark Carney.
Yeah, I know. I know that too.
Just humor me.
Dragonback Lancer.
Dragonback Lancer.
Dragonback Lancer.
I
didn't
appreciate.
You should.
I just appreciate the fact that you're on top.
It's just like listening to the Beatles.
Just like it.
Jeskai Devotee. Dragon's Prey. Ooh, that's scary.
See, giant scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere to tell proportion sometimes.
This one?
We know how big that
dragon is.
Or at least an idea of how big it is.
That dragon, anyway. Roamer's Routine. Humbling Elder. Gurmag Nightwatch. Storm Shriek Feral. Fleeting Effigy. Oh, dear.
Flash.
It does look like the Flash. The Brushfires of Quarry Mountain take on a life all their own. Right now, my brother's ears just perked up. Yeah, good one. Hey, look at you. All right, we've got Marshal of the Lost with Death Touch. River Wheel Sweep. Rite of Renewal.
Oh, first time we've seen that.
Yeah. It's a sorcery. Return up to 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand.
Oh.
Target player shuffles up to 4 target cards from their graveyard into their library. Exile Rite Renewal. Rite of Renewal. Whoop. All right, we've got a rare here. This is Inevitable Defeat. An instant. This spell can't be countered.
Mm-hmm.
Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. That's pretty cool, but it has 3 colors.
Right.
So you would probably play this in a very specific format of Commander or something. We've got Asban Devotee, this time Shinny. We got Shinny. Tranquil Cove, dual land, and an art card this time.
Yeah.
We've got, what's his name? Asban Devotee, right there.
Oh, good catch on that.
Well, it was 2 cards earlier.
Well, yeah, but you're faster than I am.
That's pretty cool. We haven't seen any other art cards today, and this is the last one. I'm actually kind of surprised. I like them, personally.
Yeah.
I know people don't sometimes like them because they have no use in the game, but I don't know. Not everything is about the game. Sometimes it's just fun to look at fun art.
Yep.
So there we go. That is...
Well, that's fun.
That is... Tarkir Dragonstorm. There you go.
And you can see they changed the backs for this set. Oh, no, they didn't.
No, they didn't. No, they can't. At this point, they're stuck with it.
That's it.
Can you imagine if they did? The shitstorm that would happen?
The dragon storm that would happen?
The dragon shitstorm. Can you imagine? Do dragons shit in the air? I never thought of
that.
that.
I bet you they do.
Like birds? Or
Just
do
like
they
birds.
land?
No, they don't shit birds.
No, they don't shit like birds, but they shit as a bird would.
Yeah.
So is there like a dragon cloaca? Or... And does it come out all in... Is it white? Is it white?
I don't know.
And is it good luck or bad luck to get... Maybe it burns when it hits you.
It probably crushes you.
What do it taste like? Sorry. I'm sorry. That was too far. That was too far. So, everybody out there in the internet land, what do you think of this set?
Brian, I know we went into this feeling one way.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the set?
Better. Better. I like it more than I thought. Because I thought it was just going to be like, ooh, look at the cool dragon. But actually, they are pretty cool. And there are a lot of other cool cards, too. So, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how players sort out the meta of this and what cards rise to the top, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
I think the pre-release for these would be very interesting with people not being too familiar with the cards, trying to get at them. I think I've seen some very strong commander type cards in there that I think people will really enjoy. So I mean, as much as any other, it'll probably be a hit for Wizards. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't have any Tron motorbikes,
Nope.
but it does have some cool dragons.
But so here's the thing. Talking about Tron motorbikes. That set came out in February.
Yeah.
We are now just on the cusp of April.
Yeah.
And it's already another set.
That's right. There's
Like,
yeah, it's probably too many.
slow down.
It's probably too many because people don't get a chance to really like live with those old cards, right? Unless you're playing standard or whatever, but they're not built to work together. So, I mean, obviously, it's like, why would they do that? To make a bunch of money, obviously. I can't even fault them for it. They're a business trying to make money, but as a player or as a collector, it's like it's a bit fatiguing. I think. I don't know how you feel about it.
Well, I mean, I'm not really a Magic guy per se, as much as I
don't
am
play as
enjoying
much
to
as
play.
I used to, for sure.
But the idea of, I mean, for us, it's great because we have content.
yeah, that's true. We're
However,
always going to have content. Yeah.
However, like,
You know, we'll do Magic until MetaZoo comes out.
Meta 2,
Meta 2, oh yeah.
and we will open some MetaZoo. Let's, because,
Oh, of course we will.
yeah, because I've seen some of the stuff and it's different.
Yeah.
Looks like MetaZoo still, but yeah.
But that's okay. You know what? Magic puts out a lot of product, so if you like a lot of product, that's good for you.
Yep.
It's just really fatiguing because you can't, unless you have a lot of money, you can't really keep up. And like, I don't know.
I think there's 111 sets or something crazy.
Yeah, throw us a bone, you know. So, but anyway, that's just what I think.
Like, Wizards, sponsor us, give us stuff. We'll open it all the time.
We'll open it all the time.
All the
You want us
time.
to write flavor text? I'll do it. Here's one I got. Ma! It's a troll! Do you like that one?
That's a good one.
That one's free. You can have that one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Is it a human troll or is it a...
yeah, the nice thing is that you could do the same text for all of them.
That's
Ma! It's a human troll! Ma! It's a cat troll! Ma! It's a lobster troll! Hey, Ma! It's a monster! 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 I'm sorry, everybody.
Brian,
What percent is this beer?
It's the yuzu. Did I not tell you?
It's 5% alcohol, but yuzu is psychedelic, maybe.
That's right.
That's what Joe told me before his face melted.
That's right.
Anyway,
It's a medical condition.
so let us know down in the comments what you think of the set, if you've tried it or you're looking forward to it. But in the meantime, you can reach us here at Imperial Pulls.
I don't know if you can. I'm not on the right page.
You're on the right page. We'll get to it, mister.
Oh, those buttons don't work on this one. There it goes.
There we go. If you want to reach out to us by email to ask us a question or have a comment, or maybe you're a big beer sponsor or you're Wizards of the Coast and you stumbled upon our video and you're like, we're going to give these guys everything Willy Wonka style.
Those
those
poor boys, they just need some help.
That's right. So you can find us on the internets at Imperial Pulls. Our email is hello@imperialpulls.com. And but we can also be reached on some of the other socials. So you can find us on Discord, TikTok, Facebook, and Blue Sky.
You remembered them. That's
I
pretty
remembered
good.
them. They weren't in order, but
Yep.
I remembered them. Excuse me. So you can reach out to us there. If you're doing anything to do with trading card games, you know, maybe just loop us in with an at.
With an at on the
or
information
something.
superhighway.
Or you have any questions, or you want to know our opinions.
They still call it that, right?
What's that?
The information superhighway.
Yeah, it's more like the information moving sidewalk now.
That's right.
No, you don't. You go not quite as far, but in half the time.
There we go.
And so anyway, shout out to the Cure fans out there.
That's more what it sounds like.
So you can reach us on all those things if you want to sponsor us. We don't care. You do you make homemade quilts and you want to sponsor us? We'll do it.
I happen to know somebody who makes really great homemade quilts.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
Yeah.
We'll wear the quilts on the
We'll
show.
take. We're not proud. We're not too proud to not take money from Big Quilt. So,
Sorry, big corporation. Yeah.
But in the meantime, we hope everybody enjoyed the show. Thank you again for joining us. We really do appreciate it. If you're watching and you are not subscribed, please consider doing so.
Yeah.
Because if you do, it really does help us out a lot. Give this video a like if you liked it. That also helps us out a lot and costs you nothing. And if you don't want to miss the live stream, maybe you're busy. Can't imagine what else you'd be doing. But anyway, if you are, you don't want to miss our show, you can hit the little bell and it will send you a notification on your phone when we go live. So in case you don't want to miss it, you can hit the dinger.
Yeah, it goes like this.
It does not do that. Just for legal reasons, I have to say that it doesn't do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It does in spirit, though.
Well, good. Good.
And with that, we hope you have a good week. Until next week, everybody.
Have a great one.
Have a great one. May your pulls be fruitful.
Yeah, that.